Hey, welcome back, America, to your Caribou Data Science channel. Today is, it's Wednesday, September the 1st, 2021. A big shout out to the 14 people who watched this video yesterday. Thank you so much for those 14 people. What was mentioned, of course, that I'm actually uploading this video to two different groups of people, both the under 18 crowd and the over 18 crowd. And what's interesting is I seem to get more views from the under 18 crowd than I do from the over 18 crowd, which is sort of interesting. Okay, but anyway, before we get started, let's just a quick word on first of all, again, that big shout out to those who did watch the video yesterday. Of course, don't forget to click that like button and click that share button. Share the video on your Facebook and your Twitter account today. Also, don't forget to invite your friends and family to subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel, as well as, of course, subscribing yourself. Now, before we get started, a quick word on vaccines. Okay, uh, there's two very important things we have to keep in mind about the vaccines being used in the U.S. And that is one, they will not keep you from getting COVID-19, and two, they may not prevent you from dying of COVID-19. So what? So why take them? Well, what the reason you can take them is because it will reduce the severity of the disease, and it will reduce the chances that you'll die from the disease. Of course, no one's going to guarantee you're not going to die from it. Okay. You say, what about the side effects? Well, all medicine has side effects. Okay. All medicine has side effects. Some side effects are good and some side effects are bad. For instance, the side effect of taking aspirin is that your headache goes away. But if you take too much aspirin, it can damage your stomach, the lining of your stomach. So there's a possibility. But you don't stop taking aspirin because you're worried about your stomach lining, right? Yeah, you know what? If you're not going to get vaccinated for yourself, get it for your friends and your family, okay? So anyway, let's get on with the show here. One of the curious things about the way the U.S. counts, in general, is counting COVID-19 is that the beginning from the date of the very first case, and the beginning from the date deaths being counted from the very first death back in 2020. Now, the reason that's curious is because these diseases like heart disease and cancer are tested are counted 1 year at a time. So every year on January 1st, the counter for cancer and heart disease is set back to zero. Yet on COVID-19, the counter continues to run, okay, which I think can be a little bit misleading. So this number here, 39 million, is the total number of cases since January of 2020. The 640,000 deaths is the total number of deaths since February of 2020. Now what you see here is, well, I want you to notice this. We began to see an increase in cases, okay, back in mid-July. You know what else? Sweden and Israel and Ireland are both showing the same thing. It's interesting how many countries are seeing increases in cases and deaths beginning in July, especially considering all. To me, this just reconfirms what I said about the COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, would these cases have actually been more increased even more with the vaccine? Well, we'll never know that question. The question is, what percentage of these people are being hospitalized, and what percentage of these people died from COVID-19 even after taking the vaccine? Okay, look at deaths. So we're averaging a little bit over 1,000 deaths per day right now for COVID-19. Again, notice the increase in cases deaths beginning in July. Okay, so unfortunately, there's almost certainly 2021 COVID-19 cases are going to catch and pass 2020 cases. Okay, because we got what 3 or 4 months to go, right? What about deaths? Well, to me, this one's still up in the air. There's still a possibility that we'll have fewer COVID-19 deaths in 2021 than in 2020, and that, my friends, would be a victory. Could that point to the vaccine? Yeah, I think the lower deaths could be attributed to the vaccine. It's particularly the later we get into the year into the vaccination progress. So here we have the 2020 numbers increasing, the 2021 numbers declining up to down to July, and then in July we saw them increasing again. Same thing with deaths. Okay. So what is the current situation as far as cases? Well, currently, as of 8/24, we're averaging 155,308 deaths per day for the 7-day period ending August the 24th. What about deaths? Well, deaths again we can see an increase, But for the 7-day period ending August the 24th, we were averaging 1,195 deaths per day. You can see this big spike here in COVID-19 cases on a weekly basis. But again, remember, the COVID-19 virus may not have, how many of these people here were vaccinated? That's probably the dirty little secret no one wants to talk about. Okay. What about deaths? How many of these people here were vaccinated? Okay. But the deaths are still relatively low. The deaths are still below 10,000 per week. Okay. Monthly cases, well, so August is the fourth most cases for a single month so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 deaths. Well, deaths are we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month decline in deaths. This death here is it's you have to go all the way back over to November to find the last time we had this many deaths. Okay, well, that's not right. You know, this is the most deaths we've had in 5 months, 6 months here. Okay, but it's still well below these three numbers over here. So what this tells us is roughly 50 out of 100,000 people in the U.S., roughly 50,000 have or 50 have COVID-19. In the U.S., maybe for every 100,000 people, one half of a person is dying from COVID-19. Okay, so that concludes the report, America. Hey, again, a big shout out to the 14 people who watched this video yesterday. Hey, don't forget to click that subscribe button, share the channel and the video with your friends, your Facebook on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll catch you tomorrow as an updated report.